Hey chicks, let's chat. So y'all never mind me, I'm on my way somewhere, so you know. But so listen, one of my new subscribers, she suggested that I do a video on, you know, men wanting old school treatment but not being able to provide a old school type of environment for the woman. So I told her that, you know, I've heard many conversations on that, so I didn't necessarily think that I would be able to do it justice, because a lot of people have really, you know, had good commentary on that. But nevertheless, even as I was replying that, the wheels started turning, and I was like, you know what, some ideas just started coming up. So I said, all right, I might tackle it. But so anyway, it's a lot to unpack with that topic, right? And you know why? Because nothing is as it used to be. Nothing is as it used to be, right? And people say, well, you know, granddaddy used to do X, Y, and Z. Well, who granddaddy? Who granddaddy used to do that? Because it wasn't our generation of granddaddies, most of us, because a lot of us don't even have granddaddies that was in the house, right? Some of us have granddaddies that were in the house, but a lot of us, it's our parents' generation that may have saw a mom and a dad actually in the house and actually, you know, have the typical household setup, right? Like for me, okay, I did have a granddaddy, right? A step granddaddy. And my grandma was married to him for as long as I can think about it, right? So he helped raise my dad. Now on my mama's side, wasn't no granddad in the house. My grandma did that, 6 kids. You know, by the time I came along, my grandma and her kids' father was divorced, right? And so there wasn't a granddaddy in that household to set any example of, oh, I saw granddaddy come do this, come do that, right? And even in a situation where my grandmama had a husband, I seen my grandmama work, right? Even walk to work sometimes. So I didn't see a man paying all of the bills. I didn't see a granddad that did that, you know. And now my dad is the type of man that he does that. But was he always able to do that? No, he wasn't able to do that when my mama was married to him. But now that he's married to someone else, he's able to take care of the whole house, and that's the way he prefers it. So in his situation, and this is the position that I take, I need your heart's posture to be that you would provide everything household wise if you could, right? If you could. Now I understand that we living in a time where people ain't making the kind of money to do that, right? So you may not be able to take care of all of the bills, but if your heart's posture is that that's what you would love to do and you really want to do that, that's something different. Because most of the time these days, the dude heart posture is not even like that. If he could, he wouldn't pay all of them. That's the joke I got a problem with, you know. Because I would like to have old school values and an old school setup. I wouldn't mind that. Some people don't want that. So to get into why, really and truly, a lot of these people don't even have an example or a sample of what old school values was. All they seen was their mama working like a dog. They didn't see a man come in and help her and save her. So a lot of the dudes that we may be running into, they looking at you like, oh no, you supposed to be working and breaking your neck and this, that, or the third. They not looking like they supposed to. They don't have an example to look at to say, hey, this is what a man do. He work, he come home, he got a meal cooked, kids straight, household taken care of, and he get ready to do it again the next day. And the woman take care of the things in the house, and the man takes care of the things of the house. I say that. So they don't have the example of that to even pull from. That's the first problem. Because how can you know, it's hard for some people to aspire to be something that they've never seen themselves. And then because people are so selfish these days, they can't wrap their mind around that even making sense. Why that's beneficial. Why would they want to do that? Because they think they're giving you a free pass. And no, they feel like, no, you need to be working as hard as them. As if a woman supposed to do that. Right? Now, I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. I don't feel like women were cut or made to be working as hard as I have to work sometimes. And it's funny because I work from home. So a person might be like, you ain't even working hard anyways. But I ain't always work from home. And even though one of my jobs allow me to work from home, the hustle in me don't allow me just to stay home and do that one job, right? So it's many of things that I feel like I have to do and need to be done for me to maintain. Do I feel like that's what we was designed to do? No. Would I much rather be playing Susie Homemaker? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because sometimes my head get to spinning when I'm trying to make ends meet. I'm trying to figure. I would much rather somebody else take on that burden of, hey, paying these bills, figuring it out, what need to be paid. Hey, I would much rather somebody have to think about that and let me be free to think about, you know, where we going at on vacation, or who we need to help. I would much rather spend my time, my thoughts, and my energy on things that don't have to do with that, you know. But the thing is, will I ever be able to find a man that I can trust to do that, to lay my burdens on him and say, hey, run with it? Would I ever be able to find a person that do that? No. I mean, I don't think I would. If I do, it would really and truly like have to have God's hand on it, because I feel like I would meet a person that may say, you know, oh well, you paying too much. You shouldn't be paying that as much as you pay over there. Listen, I love my lifestyle. I work hard, made a lot of sacrifices to get the lifestyle that I have. I don't want somebody that can't see the vision and want to come in and dumb my stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a person would do that because they looking like, I would help her, but shoot, she got too much that she need to be helped on. So see, I feel like that would be my issue with a person, that they wouldn't be trying to, hey, let's build on what you have. And you know, I just don't feel like I would run into that. I feel like I would meet somebody that's, you know, trying to, you don't need all that, or see, that's gonna get on my nerves and you're gonna be gone. You hear me? Because everything ain't about necessarily what you need. Some of it is just about what you desire, your heart's desire, right? So anyways, that's my little spiel on my thing. But a lot of times, like I said, a person can't see the vision because they did not have that example. And once you explain to them, okay, well, this, that, or the third, this how, you know, it used to be once upon a time, that don't make sense to them. You know, they can't see why all of their money need to go towards this. We supposed to be building together. We are, because I'm making sure that your mind, that you don't have to worry about nothing but going on other people's job or building your business. Because everything else, the intellectual, you don't even have to think. Like, I'm there. I'm gonna take care of all of that. All I need you to do is take care of the manly stuff. You know what I'm saying? Make sure this get paid. Make sure that get paid. Like, other than that, you don't have to think about what you're gonna eat. You don't have to think about what you're gonna wear. You don't have to think about. I'm gonna take care of all of that. I'm gonna make your burden so light, Lord. You hear me? So I feel like if a guy really thought about it in the big scheme of things, but then they go to making excuses. I don't need you to cook for me. And that's another problem, because so many guys can do all those things. They don't necessarily see the value in a woman doing those things for them anymore. And then a lot of women, they don't want to be Susie homemaker. So they don't care enough to learn how to cook, they rather get out here and learn how to hustle, grind, get them some money, than get in the kitchen and learn how to cook, or really learn how to clean up, really learn how to, tap in, be a source of comfort, be, the listening ear, the shoulder for a man. They don't really want to tap into those type of things. So they don't learn how to do that. They just learn how to go ahead and get them some money, how to build some businesses, how to do that. But they don't realize that, what a lot of them don't realize is that at a certain time, that gets tiresome. And I feel like I have lived long enough and dabbled in enough things to say, you get tired of that, because I don't feel like women was meant to do that. I feel like we were built in such a way that we are able to do it and do it well. But just because you able to do it don't necessarily mean that you should be doing it, or that that's what you called to do, right? It just means that, hey, the hand you were dealt said that, hey, I got to get out there and get it, because nobody's coming to save me. So you did that. But I don't know women, especially if you prim and proper like me, who like taking out garbage. I don't. That's why where I live, I have a valet trash service. So if I don't want to take none out, I sit it where I sit it at, and they'll come and take it. Right? But most of the time, I do end up taking out my own trash a lot of times. But I don't like it. I would much rather somebody do. I would much rather somebody bring in the groceries for me and put them up. Man, listen, I was bugged out when we was in Hawaii, and we had went to the grocery store, and then I thought it was like valet or somebody. He was helping get the groceries out, but he started putting them up in the house and everything. I said, wait a minute, I ain't never seen this. Would love to have that type of service going on. And that's not saying that, okay, well, when a man gonna necessarily do that, but still at least bring them in the house. I hate carrying all this, like my grandma say, 50-11 items. I come in, I already got all these bags from the store from shopping. Now I got to carry the groceries in too. That's a whole lot on the girl, But no, real talk, I just feel like there are things that, like for instance, when things going on at my house and my tenant might call and be like, oh, well, the AC leaking. You think I really want to deal with that? No, I want to be able to say, babe, can you go by the house? Because, she say the AC leaking, I would love to have a man just take care of that. Well, I don't even have to think about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because here it is, they tell us that home ownership and all that, that's supposed to be the thing that, everybody do this, that, or the third. But what they don't tell you is the responsibility that comes with that. And do you really want to do that by yourself? Do you really want to take that on by yourself? And some people, yeah, they don't mind doing it. But listen, I just feel like the way things are and the things you may have to do and forced to do, I don't necessarily think it was designed for you to do it like that. It's just now we're in situations where we have to move a certain way. So hey, you gonna let the ship sink, or you gonna do what you have to do to keep it afloat? You gonna do what you have to do to keep it afloat, And like I say, a lot of times people have not seen the example, and then guys, they make up, I don't need you to do this, I don't need you to do that. Well, what is it that you need me to do then? You don't need me to cook, you don't need me to clean, but then the first thing you say is, oh, you have to bring more to the table than just sex. Okay. But you just said you don't need any of the other things that I need to do. So essentially what you really want is a roommate. You want somebody who is going to be able to have sex with you when you want, and then somebody that's just going to be able to chip on the bills with you. Because you don't care if I can cook, you don't care if I can clean. You just want somebody to hunch on it and to help you pay bills. Well, I just really and truly don't think that that's just how that's supposed to be, looked upon. Thought we supposed to be a team. I'm supposed to be bringing something to the table that you don't necessarily have, and you may be bringing something to the table that I may not necessarily have, and then we, connect in that way, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just on fairy tale type stuff, But like I say, I have seen, I know men who, and now I feel like you hear more and more men speak out and say, yeah, you should be able to carry your household X, Y, and Z. But that type of stuff, even when other men say it, then they start saying that, calling men simp and calling this, that, or the third, because they're not able to do it. So then they're either not able to do it or they don't want to do it. So then they have a problem when they hear other men speaking out, talking about doing it. And then don't let a woman be saying that, a man should do this, should do that. Oh, that's even more of a problem these days, because, they be acting like, men be acting like they barely like us these days, So yeah, I think that when it comes down to it, everybody's situation is going to be different. And everybody is going to have different requirements and different standards of what they want, right? And what they need. So what may work for Ann may not work for Tiffany. Understand me? And hey, whatever works. Whatever works is what it comes down to. Whatever works for you and your household. But listen, all that extra overly independent black woman stuff, like, you can miss me with that. Like, I am that. I am that because I didn't have a choice but to be that when I didn't get married early, or I wasn't born into money, etc., so forth. I didn't have a choice but to be that. But by no means is that all of who I am, right? I would welcome a person who could come and stand in the paint and who can see the vision and build from there. Because one thing about it, if you can see the vision and build, baby, the foundation is laid. You don't have to come in and help me get no job. You don't have to come in and help me raise no kids. You don't have to come in and listen, the foundation is there. That part is done. You know what I'm saying? Now, some guys, they'll pretend like they don't, but sometimes guys do like women that they have to come in and do the foundation part and do everything for them. Now, they might later talk about you and tell you that, oh, you wasn't nothing before I bet you this, that, or the third. But nevertheless, they pick women that they have to come in and do every single thing for. And then women like myself be like, well, God, no, bro. You ain't had to provide nowhere for me to stay. You ain't had to come in and do X, Y, and Z. But sometimes, and I don't feel like a man is intimidated, I just think that sometimes it makes him feel better as a man to have a project that he got to come in and do versus a woman that it looks on the surface level, it looks like there are no projects. She's straight. Baby, that's just the foundation. Believe you me, it's still some things you can come over here and do. Believe you me, it is. But a lot of times, a man can't see past that, and you just look like, oh, you got it all together. She ain't gonna respect me, or she gonna talk back, or she gonna, belittle me, this, that, or the third. Not if you come in carrying yourself like a man, she ain't. Not if you poke your chest out and you know how to say it with your chest in a gentle way, and be emotionally intelligent with this woman, she's going to appreciate that. She's going to welcome that, especially if she is a woman like me. That, baby, we've been out here doing it. I don't see the what's so glamorous about that extra and overly independent title that we just throw around. I don't see what's so glamorous about it, to be honest. Because a lot of times it really does push people away because everybody that is not built with to have a certain level of confidence that they like, okay, Miss Lady, I see you, but I could tame all that. I could come and help and see the vision and help you go to the next level. A lot of guys ain't built like that to see that. They think that, you know, you thinking you better, or, you know, you want to do too much, you don't take all that, etc. So, hey, listen. So yeah, that's part of what makes it hard being out here and really connecting with the right person. It really is a challenge, and I really do feel like when they say what God put together, let nobody separate or come between. It really has to be a situation that God truly had his hands on it and put it together for it to, you know, stay, have longevity, and it be right. Because the other thing, and this last but not least, that we don't want to talk about, that we don't always talk about, but we know it to be true, and this is the negative part about you know, doing things the old school way. Because in those old school homes, yes, granddaddy paid the bills, and grandmama maybe was able to stay home and be a homemaker and take care of the house. But what came with that a lot of times is that granddaddy had another household that he may or may not have been taken care of. And then you don't find out till he died that he got 6 more kids over here with this lady. You know? Or he got, you know, such and such who you thought was, you know, your mama friend's sister turns out to be your granddaddy daughter or whatever, you know. Like, it was a whole lot of that type of stuff going on too. You know, and sometimes women knew and sometimes they didn't know. But even if they knew, when you're not working or you don't have anything underneath you, where are you going when you find out that he's going, you know, every night at 6 o'clock after he done bathed and ate? He putting on some clothes, talking about he finna go down, you know, to the gambling house, or he finna go to the bootlegger, he finna go wherever he finna go. And you knowing, oh, you know, put on some cologne, you don't need no cologne to go to the bootlegger house. That lady was knowing he going to be with his other woman. But what's she gonna do? What she gonna do if she don't work and got these kids that she taking care of, this household that she looking after? You know, so oftentimes that gave men a false, well, not even a false sense of security, but, you know, they knew that they could move how they wanted to move, because what was the lady gonna do? Where was she going to go? Every woman wasn't cut where she was willing to take that chance, take her kids, and leave that man. You know, sometimes when a man, you know, is the head like that, he doesn't always, you know, treat you with the level of respect that you want. So that too is what played a part in why a woman may not have nurtured her daughter to be get married or whatever. She nurtured her to be independent because she didn't want her daughter to have to deal with what she had to deal with. She didn't want her daughter to have to know that her husband has another family up the road and can't do nothing about it because she's not financially independent from him. Right? So a lot of times that's what that is the type of stuff that came with that. Men having outside kids, men having you know, additional families. Now the crazy thing about it is that these jokers today will do it too, and you paying half the bills. Make that make sense. Now at least if you gonna do it, then you need to be paying all the bills. If that's how you gonna be moving. But in today's time, like, you can't even, you know, you can't even run the risk of taking those type of chances, because there's so many deadly things out there. You know what I'm saying? That you really, you know, desire to have a partner where you have a situation where it's not financially based at all. It's respect and vision and you know, it's based on that, because the money stuff, y'all ain't gonna be working all y'all life. You know, if you live long enough, you're gonna retire one day or stop doing what you're doing, you know. So it's not gonna always be financially based, but you want to always have a level of respect and love and admiration. And even when you can't love them, you at least have to be able to respect them, right? So, you know, you don't want to have a person out there poking their chest out. Oh, I pay all the bills, I'm gonna do whatever I want, because I have heard people say that too. I'm gonna do whatever I want if I'm taking care of every single thing. She better not ask me nothing. See, that's only gonna work with a person when they can't do anything else, or it's gonna be really hard for them to be financially separate from you. But see, a woman who, when you met her, she was doing her thing. You can't have that attitude when you come in with her, because hey, she's done it by herself before. She will do it by herself again if you don't have no act right? So yeah, y'all. So that's that. You know, of course, that's always a topic for a good conversation. So y'all tap in the comments and let me know, you know, what y'all think, how y'all feel about old school. Basically, it's like old school versus new school relationship style.